The film begins and it reveals, according to a research, that different spaceships of aliens are coming toward the Earth. One of the spaceships lands on the Earth. When the army finds out, they create a team of special people. The team's head was a wise and responsible man. They leave to see that spaceship. Later, the scene shifts to the main character named Jack. He is actually a driver and used to drive a car. He drops two strange-appearing men in a hotel. Later, he drops a lady who was a scientist. She has come to attend a function in this hotel. She invites Jack and gives him an invitation card as well. Jack takes this card, but he didn't pay much attention to it. On the other side, we see the investigation team again. They reached the area where the alien ship was crashed. Actually, the alien spaceship crashed while landing. They don't find any aliens there, but with their footprints, they learn that there are two aliens who've come to our Earth by their spaceship. For this reason, this team begins to search for the two aliens. They begin their search from every direction. They see two strange-appearing men in Jack's car, and they begin to follow them. The next morning, we see Jack again. Here we learn about Jack that before driving, he was a member of a gang. With his team members, they used to commit wrongdoings, like robbery, murder, and other similar crimes. Although he has now quit this gang, the gang's leader has sent his few men to Jack, because he wants to bring Jack back in his team. On the other side, Jack wasn't ready to join that team once again. He doesn't agree and rejects their offer and leaves for his work. On the way, he feels someone's presence in his car. He senses that there is someone else present in his car as well. As he turns back, there were two children, including one girl and a boy. Jack gets shocked to see them in his car. He wonders how and when these kids got inside his car. The girl tells, "I'm Sarah and the one with me is my brother." Their behavior was quite strange, and after using a strange device, they tell Jack an address and ask him to go there. This address was far away from the city, and Jack doesn't want to go there. He clearly rejects, but meanwhile, Sarah's brother shows him some money. He tells him that if you drop us there we can pay you extra money. Just reach us at our destination. After seeing the money, Jack agrees to take them. While going, Jack notices that the gang's men are following them. The cars begin to surround Jack's car, and after escaping from them, Jack moves further. Later, we see a different style of the children. Later, Sarah's brother goes out of the car before disappearing. He destroys one of a gang's cars. Later, Sarah takes over control of the cars and starts to move them in reverse. After seeing them, Jack couldn't understand what is happening there. At night, they reach where they have to go. After giving money to Jack, the children enter the house. After seeing the money, Jack observes that the children have given me some extra money. In order to return the money to the children, Jack enters the house. Entering inside, he hears some strange sounds. After searching, he finds the children as well. The children ask Jack to go, but as Jack suspected them, he didn't go despite their warning. Because of this, instead, he started pursuing them. Later, they reach in the room after passing from secret ways. A strange type of light was shining there. Furthermore, a strange stone-like structure was there, on which Sarah keeps her locket and a device emerges from it. Jack asks both of them about this device, and Sarah tells that, "Actually, we've come here for this device. In addition to us, many other people desire to have this device." Jack doesn't understand what this device has. Later, a man comes who actually has come there for this device. Three of them begin to run from there after seeing him. The man also sees them and attacks them. In this attack, Sarah's brother becomes injured. Here, Jack helps him and takes both of the children in the car. The house destroys as they leave. On the way, he asks about this all, and when Sarah begins to tell him, Sarah's brother forbids her to tell anything to Jack, because he hasn't yet put his trust in Jack. He talks angrily, and before Jack could ask more, the killer arrives after taking his spaceship. Jack tricks him cleverly and begins to drive the car at the railway track. But the killer arrives there as well. Later, they enter a tunnel where the train passes, and later a train arrives there. The killer has an accident there, and he crashes as a result. Later, Jack takes the children outside and asks the truth. He asks them to tell everything truly. Later, the children tell him that we are not humans but aliens. We've come here to take that device. Additionally, we see that Sarah has strange powers that she proves after tossing several things in the air. Jack becomes shocked to see her. The head of the investigation team was collecting information about Jack. The head has started tracing Jack's location. They find his last location at the train track. They go there to find Jack and they search for him a lot there. Jack comes to a shop after taking his car and leaves it there, as his call was being traced, and the head finds his location. Meanwhile, Jack receives the head's call. The head offers a deal to Jack to bring the children here. In return, I'll not harm you and you've to come outside the bar, where you've come. When Jack sees them outside, he sees some officers taking guns. Later, he comes to a sheriff, after taking children, and informs him about this all. Later, they escape from the investigation team and its people, and Jack goes out from there with the children. Later, the investigation team's head comes and a dog comes to them. Jack inquires about their future plan on the way. Sarah's brother tells We've to use our spaceship to reach our planet. For this, we've to go to the investigation team, the head's team. Jack doesn't agree to go to them, because the team's head can be dangerous for them. Later, Jack decides to take them to the scientist, whom Jack dropped at a hotel at the start of the film. He tells the scientist everything about the children. Initially she doesn't believe his words. Later, when both children show their abilities to her, she begins to trust them. Later, Sarah tells them that life was ending on our planet, and it was quite difficult to live there because of the damaged environment. Later, our parents started researching. They find Earth, which is the life-savior source for them. Our parents continued their investigation and they later learned the method, that how they can save their planet by the Earth. Our parents have also informed the government about this. But the army has arrested our parents and we've come to this Earth, for this reason. So that we might show the army and our parents conduct research. So, both of the planets can be saved as a result. However, there is a problem with doing this. The team leader for the investigation wants to stop us from doing this. That's why the scientist takes them in her companion's van, so they can find their ship. Meanwhile, the scientist's companion tells that your ship can be found in the mountains that named Witch Mountains. There is an important message for you. You should not believe anyone. Later, the scientist tells Jack to wait and I'll come after packing my luggage. Later, we all will go together. Later, Jack sees the scientist going. The children depart for the informed location, without telling them. When Jack turns back, children were not there. For this reason, he begins to find them and Jack finds those children. Suddenly, the killer arrives in front of them, who was chasing them. After killing him they flee from there. While running, the head's team surrounds them. Later, Sarah uses her power, and as a result, all the people who were playing games, they win their games, and everyone becomes happy as a result. Chaos begins there, and after taking advantage of this situation, Jack runs after taking the scientist and the children from there. Later, the head's team chases them. Later they were surrounded by all sides. Later, when they hold the cars they see inside, they were not inside the cars. In the car, the scientist's companion and his son were sitting, whereas Jack, the children, and the scientist were on the way to Witch Mountains. After a while, they reached the base of the mountain. After sprinkling a tranquilizer, the children fainted. The head's team captures them and asks them to surrender. They agree, but when they were in the car with the soldiers, they attack the soldiers in the car and come to the mountain base after running. Aloof from this all, the head was searching for the children in the lab, so he can learn the method to achieve their power. Jack, after distracting them all, Jack enters the children's room. Later, they come into the control room and they faint the doctors after hitting them. Later, after awakening the children, later, they leave to search for their spaceship. The scientist acts maturely. She sends everyone from there by saying that your head has asked you to go from there. This is his order. Later, they find the spaceship and try to turn it on. As the spaceship turns on, they sit inside it. The investigation team arrives there, and they were about to shoot Jack and the scientist. The children save them after using their powers. Meanwhile, the killer comes there and everyone distracts after seeing him. Taking advantage of this situation, the scientist and the children enter the ship. Later, the children hit the killer from the ship and they come out of the tunnel. Later, they close all the doors. They were just getting happy and they see the killer on their ship. For this reason, Jack moves further to fight with him. Jack removes his mask and it reveals that he isn't a human. He is a strange creature. and Jack fears him and throws him from the spaceship. Their problem solves, and later the children leave Jack and the scientist on the Earth. They bid them final good.